everybody, welcome back to my lovely new creative space. I am settling in nicely here, and I hope that if you're new here you'll settle in nicely here too. I welcome you all. I don't know how many of you are out there watching this, but you're all very welcome. Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are in the world. It's lovely to have you here. Thank you for sharing this moment with me. You can see things behind me. If you've been here for a while, you're beginning to see little bits of my room. I've moved from a very big space, creative space, into a very tiny one, and it's quite fascinating to me what that process has been all about. It's been like moving house in many respects. I've had to really downsize, choose what I wanted to put in. I have got stuff in other rooms, I'll be honest. I have got a couple of cupboards in other rooms, and I will still have a big fabric stash because that's grist to my mill. I have to have the fabric. I can't be a textile artist without fabric. You know, you have to have something to make with, don't you? So that's my excuse anyway. But at the moment it's still stashed in places in the house while I sort out what else, all the other things that are going on anyway. So it's been quite an interesting week. I think last week was very intense. I don't know how you felt. I felt like doing absolutely nothing. It was a bit of a struggle some days to actually do anything, but I kind of just said, right, I'll just do one thing today. What one thing do I actually need to do today? And I was doing that. And somehow this week is better. I think there's a different energy going on at the moment. I know there's a lot of difficult, very tragic things happening across the globe. And my heart goes absolutely out to everybody involved in really horrific things that are going on. But here, I hope this is a little place of peace and quiet, of creativity, and a chance just to sit and be. I do that a lot actually during my day. I went to a lovely yoga class last night, and basically all we did was lie on the floor in different postures and hold those postures. I think it was yin yoga. Those of you who do yoga, it was actually a yin yoga class, which is not my normal one. My new normal one that I've just started going to is a much more flowing sort of yoga, but I enjoyed it because all we did was lie there, and the stillness is amazing. When you just lie still or you just sit still, all sorts of interesting things can happen and things can come in. And I felt very relaxed afterwards. It was just what I needed. I had a bit of a busy day, not a busy day, but a bit of a, I don't know, just a funny day going on. So I've got lots of new things happening in my world. I wonder whether you have as well. I was watching somebody talking about, I don't know, numerology and astrology and stuff, which I kind of dip my toe in from time to time. It's quite interesting. And they're talking about this is the ending of a 9-year cycle of something, and the new is coming in, but actually what we have to do is dismantle the old. And basically, I suppose in a way that's what I've done here. I've totally dismantled the old, and there are new things coming in, especially in here, and I'm loving it. I am going to show you around my little room. I think I'll probably do that today as part of what we do. I don't know what else we're doing. As I say, I haven't felt very inspired. I love doing my seed heads, and thank you for all your comments. I think I really enjoyed the experimentation, putting fabric and soluble paper together. What I put onto it didn't really matter really, but it was that making that background that really got me excited. So I hope you enjoyed that process. Always about playing here, always about experimenting, not pushing anything. It's not about pushing envelopes or anything, it's just about seeing what comes. I start something off, and I find if I don't start something, even if I start coming in at it sideways, if you like, I don't necessarily go on it full frontal. I might just start playing around with something, just fiddling with some, I don't know, threads and yarns, and then out of that takes me out of the fear place of I don't know what to do. And I suppose that's the idea of just doing one activity. If I stop saying I don't know what to do and I don't feel like doing anything, and I just start doing something, it's interesting how that just takes me to a place of going, oh, and I suddenly find myself actually doing something else as well, and then something else comes along. So it's all very exciting, and I don't know what we're going to be doing, but we'll show you around my little space here, and you can see what I've got. Some of the things you'll recognise from my other space possibly, but I've definitely got them all arranged differently, and I've got things in other cupboards, in other corners of the house. It's very tricky to downsize, isn't it? And I have been doing it for many years. This is the culmination of it so far. But I am loving having this tiny space to focus on and in. I've been coming in and mending things because my sewing machine is in here. I've been able to just come in and do a quick job instead of having to think, oh, I've got to go down to my studio. because it was elsewhere, you know, so I'm very excited to be here. So let's see what we're going to do today. Okay, so this is my shelving unit. I've got all my threads, boxes and threads and stuff on here. That's a really nice, simple little shelving unit, and my beautiful heart that my friend gave me. I love that. It goes with me wherever I am. And I've just put some simple calendars on the wall, old calendars that I like, and I've just put them up on the wall. So that's my sewing machine and my lovely sewing table, and of course my trusty seat that I sit on, the funny little quilty thing that I made years ago out of old scraps. It's a real memory quilt, that one. It's all scraps of fabric from my mum and my sister and me when I was growing up. So this is my table, my sewing table, which I love, with the new spotty fabric on. It's a nice big table, so I can sit at one end and lay things out, and I can have my sewing machine at the other. And if I look underneath the table, you can see that's got my basket into which I put all my waste fabrics. There you go, that's all my scrap fabrics waiting to go out to be recycled. So I live in a very old house, and you can see behind there there's a stone around the window, because I live in a very old house. It's made of rubble and stone, big thick walls, which means it's very cool in the summer and snug in the winter when we get the heat going. So I've just got a chair over here at the moment. I've borrowed my daughter's old chair. Very simple. I've got a cushion on it with some hearts on and a little blanket on the top if I want to keep myself warm while I'm working. So over here, this is on the opposite wall to my big table for my sewing machine. I've just got a lovely long thin table. It's quite narrow and it's got lots of space on it for me to put things. Obviously, I'm sure it won't be as empty as this for very long. This is just where I've got some space so I can put my computer, but I expect it'll soon get lots of things dumped on it. You know how it is. This is my little chest of drawers that I've got for bits and bobs, sewing bits and bobs, and I've got some lovely artwork by other people. Some of it's by me, some of it's by other people. The print at the back there, the print at the back there is by my lovely friend Steph, and the little bowl is by Emma Louise Wilson, whose work I absolutely love. She does all sorts of things. And this lady on the bicycle is going to be me very soon when my new bicycle comes. I've seen it in the bike shop. I'm just waiting for the panniers to be fitted, and then the pannier rack, and then I will be off on my bicycle, which is very exciting. So above this lot, up in the corner, we'll just see if we can get you up in the corner here. See if I can show you my little shelf unit. Just a couple of little shelves with all sorts of bits and bobs on. Bits and bobs of little treasures. You know, you have little treasures, don't you? So I just love to have an eclectic collection of things, even if it's bits of string. I love bits of string. I don't know about you, but I love balls of string. They're so beautiful. And bits of wire. And my old little cup there. I'll just show you that, my little cup. Isn't that lovely? It's done by a lady up in Alston, and I've had it for many years. You can see how badly I've treated it, but I rather love
that it's for painting. I love that. What else have I got up here? These. And this is a cute little bag that I made for an exhibition we did in the summer. I just loved making it. It was such a cute little mini thing. And what else? I've got a little, up here also is a little, look at this, isn't this beautiful? This is a little bird's nest that my husband found, and I just love having it. I've had it for many years, and it's so sweet and pretty. So, as I say, treasures. Treasures. We all have them, and one man's treasure is somebody else's junk, and I love that. So I've got absolutely no idea what I want to do. It's an absolutely gorgeous afternoon out there, and I was just thinking that maybe sometimes it's not about actually making something. I feel sometimes because I've got this YouTube channel, there's almost a pressure to keep creating things, keep making things, keep showing people things, and I just wonder whether actually sometimes I just need to step back from that a little bit. So all I've got here is a little box of inspiration, and these are autumn things that I've gathered previous years, probably several previous years, little treasures, little autumn treasures in here, and I just thought, well, you know, I'm just going to sit. Sometimes if you just sit, it's a bit like being still. Sometimes just sitting and doing a little bit of what they call mark making. They call it mark making in posh art circles. I call it a bit of drawing, a bit of sketching. And I'm just playing. I'm just going to play with this for a bit and just see what sort of shapes I can pick up from the things I've got. So I've got this beautiful fluffy seed head. I've got this very spiky seed head. So I've sort of just been messing around with that over here. See if I can do some... Sorry, I'll try and make it so you can see it. By the way, I apologise if the sound or the light in my videos is a bit awry at all. I hope you'll forgive. I am still learning how this room works, basically. In terms of filming, okay, it's a whole different ball game. And I was even looking at whether I needed to buy myself a microphone or something and really upgrade, and I just thought, actually no, I really like just using things that are very simple, easy to operate, you know, no big deal. So this is this piece here. I was just trying to capture some of the lovely layers of these pretty little, aren't these just gorgeous? I love these hydrangea heads. It's quite strange being in this little space now because I can be in it a lot. I can pop in and pop out, so I can pop in and do something, and I can just come in and fiddle with something. I can tidy something up. I can play with my fabrics. Everything's just here in this little space, and I just love that. It doesn't have to be anything big or major that I do. It can just be for my own pleasure, because that's really what my channel is about, really. It's about stuff I do that's for me, for my pleasure, or for possibly little exhibitions that I'm involved in. That's all it's about, really. And the pleasure of just faffing about. You can't beat it. It's a bit like going and reading a book or listening to music, isn't it? It's just allowing yourself the time just to unwind a little bit. A bit like at my yoga class, when actually it was all about doing nothing. Outrageous thought, isn't it? Human beings, we're so driven, aren't we, to do things and achieve things, and I think really that's such an old, outdated idea now, and a lot of people are now seeing that it's, you know, not valid really anymore. What else I've got got in here? Oh, these are pretty. These are really pretty. Look at these. Oh, they just look at the light coming through them like that. See, children do this, don't they? They just play with things. They don't go, ooh, now today I've got to do this and I've got to do that. They just go, ooh, look what's in front of me. I'll just play with that. And actually, I haven't done any sketching for ages. Beautiful shapes these make, and even the broken ones make kind of beautiful shapes, don't they? Lovely curves. So I didn't even need to do anything. I didn't need to go anywhere. I've just got this scrap of paper that I happen to have kicking about. These lovely curves of the stalk's all curvy. Don't you just love the shapes of seed heads? I love how they're all different. And I know, you know, this is seed heads from this country. Seed heads around in other places, I'm sure, must be even more beautiful and exotic than these. But I just love these. They're all different shapes and sizes, and they're so abundant in the hedgerows. You know, just to go and help yourself to them. Maybe sprinkle the seeds out before you pick them. I just think they're absolutely gorgeous. So full of potential. So I think that's going to be it for today. I've kind of run out of paper, really. As I say, I just literally grabbed a piece of paper and grabbed this box because I didn't know what to be doing. So I hope that might inspire you. Go out into your hedgerows, pick some seed heads and just do a little bit of sketching and a bit of drawing. You don't have to do it like this. You don't have to do it with a pencil. You could be doing something really big on really big pieces of paper and a big paintbrush or something and just really go for it. But this is enough for today. I was feeling quite gentle. As I said, I didn't quite know what I was going to be doing. It's been such a big upheaval getting myself set up in here, and I'm just gradually feeling my way into it. So it's lovely to have you here. I'm not sure what we're going to be doing next week, but I'm sure something will come. Something will show up. It always does, especially if I just start playing around with some fabrics. So thank you so much for being here with me. Have a lovely week, a peaceful week, and I'm sending you much love from my little quiet corner. Bye for now.